Welcome to the CTB Top channel. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the hottest news of the day. Our newsletter today includes the following. Top 5 Risky Managers. The start of the World Cup is only 3 weeks away, which is bad news for many managers who are currently working under severe pressure in Europe. A lot of clubs are going to take advantage of the 1-month break from club football in order to analyze their achievements up to this point in the current season and determine where they excelled and where they may improve. That will ultimately result in certain managers who are having difficulty turning things around being fired from their positions. That exactly are some of the managers who have already been let go during this season. This article by Football Transfers takes a look at the careers of 5 notable managers whose positions are currently under threat. 5. Jessie Marsh, Leeds. Jessie Marsh was in danger of losing his job in the Premier League after his team had a losing streak of 4 games in a row, and it was widely anticipated that he would be let go before the weekend. The end result of this was that Leeds was placed in the relegation zone. And as a direct consequence of this, fans at Elland Road started singing the name of Marcelo Bielsa, who had served as Leeds manager in the past. On the other side, Marsh was the mastermind behind a surprising victory over Liverpool by a score of 2-1 that was achieved at Anfield on Saturday. Even while the American manager has gained some breathing room as a result of this development, his position is still highly tenuous. 4. Diego Simeone, Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone is currently experiencing the most major crisis of his whole managerial career at this moment in his storied tenure as the manager of Atletico Madrid. This week marked only the second time in the previous 10 years that Atletico Madrid has been ousted from the Champions League in the group stage. The team was knocked out of the competition earlier this week. They are also having trouble in La Liga, and there is a chance that by the time the weekend is done, they will be 11 points behind the team that is currently in first place. The vast majority of people believe that this will be Simeone's final season in charge of Atletico Madrid, but if these disappointing defeats keep stacking up and a position in the top 4 becomes unlikely, then the Argentine hero might conceivably be replaced before the end of the season. 3. Xavi, Barcelona. On Wednesday evening, Barcelona was knocked out of the Champions League after finishing in 3rd place in Group C. This result was the direct result of their poor performance. Bayern Munich and Inter Milan came in 1st and 2nd, respectively, when the competition was over. Barcelona, which spent more than €150 million throughout the summer in an effort to fight for the title of Champions League champion, was left red-faced and humiliated as a result of the match's outcome. A huge amount of money was spent in order to acquire players like Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Jules Koundé, amongst a great many others. In spite of this, Barcelona was only successful in defeating Victoria Pilsen in their home stadium of Camp Nou. They were unable to win against Bayern and Inter while on the road, and they were unable to win against the Italians while playing at home. This loss is a major letdown from both a sporting and a financial perspective, and it places the club's entire future in serious peril. Xavi should be able to hang on for the time being, but if his side continues to lose games that put their ambitions of winning La Liga in risk, it may be too late for the former midfielder. 2. Max Allegri, Juventus. It is difficult to understand why Max Allegri is still in charge of Juventus given that he has been nothing but a disaster for the club ever since he returned 15 months ago. His tenure at Juventus has been nothing short of a disaster for the club. The previous year, he presided over Juventus during the club's first trophyless campaign in 11 years, as the Bianconeri finished in 4th place and were ousted from the Champions League in the round of 16. This was the first time that this had happened under his leadership. This season has been markedly more challenging than previous ones. In the current standings of Serie A, Juventus is in 7th place, which places them 10 points behind the current leaders. In addition to this, they have been eliminated from the Champions League due to the fact that they were unable to win more than one of their first 5 games in the group stage. Fans of Juventus are sure that head coach Massimiliano Allegri should be fired. However, the president of the club, Andrea Agnelli, has resisted doing so far because to the massive costs associated with a payment and also in order to protect his own job. 1. Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp will go down in the annals of English football lore as one of the most successful managers in the country's long and illustrious past. His accomplishments as a manager include winning a Premier League championship, advancing to 3 Champions League finals, and emerging victorious in one of those finals. Nevertheless, around this time of year, everything has come to a total and absolute halt. Liverpool is currently in a dreadful position in the Premier League standings, as they sit in 9th place after the first 12 games of the new season. This is an unacceptable position to be in. Even though they have only won 4 of their matches, they are already an incredible 13 points behind the team that is leading the league, which is Manchester City. It would appear that their ambitions of winning the Premier League were dashed a long time ago, and even placing in the top 4 at this point in the season appears to be an uphill battle at this point in the season. They are currently 8 points behind Newcastle, who is currently in 4th position.